Brand
Was it because I was
Transformation Coach.
muted?
Founder, Profit with Doing LLC and the Evolving Woman Academy. Oladoyan Taiwo is a seasoned
I
marketing
think you
and
might have to
communications.
play the sound from. You might have to play from the beginning
Faith,
again.
purpose. As a
All
brand
right.
transformation
Thank
coach,
you.
Oladoyan Taiwo, senior marketing and communications leader, brand transformation coach, founder, Profit with Doing LLC and the Evolving Woman Academy. Oladoyan Taiwo is a seasoned marketing and communications leader whose work blends faith, strategy, and purpose. As a brand transformation coach, she empowers visionary women and purpose-driven organizations to build brands that are clear, confident, and globally influential. With 16 years of cross-sector experience, she's known for clarity-driven frameworks that turn complex expertise into compelling messaging and visible influence. Her coaching equips leaders to communicate boldly, amplify their presence, and grow brands rooted in identity and purpose. She is a LinkedIn marketing voice, author, and international mentor, supporting professionals across continents in elevating their voice and expanding their impact. Her academic training includes an MBA in marketing, a Level 7 postgraduate diploma from CIM, UK, a BSc in mass communication, and certifications in AI marketing and Christian life coaching. Oladoyan is a proud member of CIM, UK, and American Marketing Association, and an associate member of Wimbies. She has mentored emerging leaders through AMA, Chicago, Leading Ladies Africa, Aburo Me, and Wimbies. Her work has been featured in Guardian Woman, Business Day, Leading Ladies Africa, and other platforms spotlighting influential women. She is also an Amazon-published author of 2 children's books under her Court of God publication ministry. Grounded in faith and driven by purpose, Oladoyan speaks on identity, personal branding, visibility strategy, women's leadership, spiritual clarity, and purpose-driven influence, leaving audiences with practical strategy and renewed confidence. With joy, please welcome a woman shaping brands and transforming leaders, Oladoyan Taiwo.
Okay, thank you. Oh, is my okay? My camera is on now. It was a bit. The feedback was delayed. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Grace, I hope you're not
Yeah.
muted again. Okay, I was going to go this muting today. I'm not sure what's going on with it. All right, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. And I'm very excited and delighted to see you. Let me see if I'm able to do the spotlight on here. Grace, are you able to do the spotlight yourself? I'm not sure where that button is on this. So you were introducing people, but people were shouting in what's it called? People were shouting on YouTube and shouting where they were from. I said, oh, she didn't you didn't get to see them. So let me just be kind to say that there was Jesu Yemi from Nigeria. There was Doing, my namesake, from Richmond, Texas. There was Jennifer from Port Harcourt. There was Teresa from Lagos. There was Regina from Texas. There was Sean from Canada, Edmonton. There were, yeah, those were the people responding to you on YouTube, but I'm not sure that you saw them while you were on screen. But can everybody confirm that they can hear me clearly? If you can, please just give me the thumbs up so that I know that you can hear me good. Yes. Alrighty. Thank you. And before we start on today, I'm very excited. Like I know that I got a message, was it earlier this morning, and Linda and crew were part of the people that were at the back end ensuring that everything was sorted. And she was asking if I'd rested. Maybe excitement did not let me sleep. Maybe that's the question she was asking. But yeah, I'm very glad to be here today, and I'm well rested. I've been looking forward to this day because I know that there's a lot, and looking through my slides, there's actually quite a lot. But that's to say that thank you for everybody who has taken out their time to be here. I know it's like past 8 right now, if I'm not mistaken, or 9 p.m. right now in Nigeria. So it's very exciting to be here. Okay, thank you. I can see from YouTube that they said they can hear me. Juliet says she's dialing in from Houston. Yes, it's very exciting also to see you all. So I'm excited to be here. But before I go into the the workshop for today, I'm going to give a shout out to my community. This morning we had a meeting, and they said if I don't, I'm sure they're going to beat me off the score. So let me just that's my lab people. That's like my mastermind people. I'll mention them by name: Lady Yeti, Lady Toby, and our own my accountability partner. But my accountability partner, Lady Ife. All of them they've been praying along and everything with, but most of all, my coach, Coach Oluwase for me, is also part of the people that have ensured that all of this came together. And I'm very excited that they took out their time to also be a part of this, to be able to ensure that this happened. And they wanted to be here, or they're here to support and also to be a part of this. So thank you so very much. I'm very, very glad. And in absentia, thank you, Pastor Yeti. And in absentia, I would say that also my pro coach, DDK, I would also want to give a shout out to her. I know that all of this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't. I've been talking about a journey of deep work that you have to go through for you to be able to become or do all the things that you need to do. And that's something that I came in contact with this year for me. I've taken my time out to, I've been on a journey of deep work for a while now, but the one that topped the cake for me this year was me being a part of VCAP. That's the Visionary Compass Academy or program, whereby you're able to just go through and be able to birth the vision that God has put on your heart. And one of those things is actually what we're here to discuss today, which is known as the Influential You. And I would like to welcome you specially. But above all, I also want to, of course, all of the glory to God, because it's God that actually helps us to will, to do, and to be able to be present in what we need to do per time. If you don't know, I'm a woman of faith. So I'm going to be starting this meeting with prayer. And if you're also, that's why I always say that I am sent to people of faith, so that there's no confusion when I'm asking you to pray or when I'm asking you to do something. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for such a time as this. We thank you because we know that you have brought us here today for you to be able to not only give us information, but visit our hearts, that our hearts and our minds will be opened to not only learn, but to also be doers of that which you have called us to. We know that there's so much in this generation that we've been equipped and we've been called to do. And we pray that even as we go on this journey today, to become the intentional, influential people that you have called us to, that we will begin to see and hear the direction that we need to go per time in the name of Jesus. Bless our hearts and help us for the transformation that we've come here for today. For in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Before I start, I was going to have some people come and share their testimony. I know that I'll give a background to this information. I don't know if Diola is in the room. I know that Idara was supposed to join us today, and Adiola, they were supposed to just share part of their own journey that they've been on from the Evolving Woman till date. But unfortunately, Idara lost her dad this morning, so that was very so she wasn't able to make it with us here. But we thank God for the life that he lived. And I was when I got the message this morning, I was very touched by it, and I was like, oh, I know how much her dad meant to her. So it was heartbreaking to hear that. But I'm just very happy that God has brought her thus far in all the things that God has called her to. So I've shared, I think I'd shared a testimonial in the group before. So I'll be sharing the video of a testimonial in the group. But Diola is on here. And if Diola has, thank you so much for your prayers up to Idara. Yes, I thought that it would be a disservice if I did not mention that today, because she was part of all of the plan for us to be here and speaking today. Diola, are you on there?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty, so I'm going to give a brief background on why Diola is going to be speaking today. So for me, all of what led to the Influential You workshop all began in 2016 as something that we call the Evolving Women's Conference. And the Evolving Women's Conference for me it's been such a journey. And some of the people that we have on here have been part of that journey. There's Tosin here, there's Diola here, Idara was supposed to be here today. There's, I think, Ore, I don't know if Ore is on YouTube. There's Ore. There are different people that have followed that journey since 2016, from just attending the very first Evolving Woman, or from taking my coaching program, and from all of the journey that we've been through up until today. So I would just like Diola to just share briefly about our experience on what she's been and the kind of transformation that she's experienced going through this journey before we move into our presentation for today. Diola, so over to you. Thank you. Can you, Diola?
Yeah.
All right.
Already.
Thank you.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Let me turn on my video so that you can see that it's not AI.
So that they can see your beautiful face and see that it's not AI.
Exactly. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Diola.
I'll try to make this as brief as I can. My name is Adela Sesnikawe. I'm very happy that we're finally doing this. My dearest coach. Yes, so I'm just going to get right to it. I know I've always been nipping and pushing, and I've been saying what's going on with Evolving Woman. So I am an event planner. I run an event management company that offers personalized event service experience here in Nigeria. I've been in business for over 10 years now. And one thing I'm always saying is there's no way I would share the Lemony success story without having to mention Coach doing it. Typically when you start a business like mine, it is usually part of an hobby because you see that you get things done for people, you get, I take stress off people generally, and things that stress people don't actually stress me. So transitioning from an hobby to being a business was quite, just in between, based on very fickle knowledge as to what event planning was. And so I did come across Evolving Woman, and, I always had this zeal to learn, I just got really attracted to Coach doing, looking at the kind of things that I'd seen her do. And of course, I attended the Evolving Woman. Now back to being an event planner and it being an the, in the event industry, there's little barrier to entry. No barrier, in fact. Anyone can wake up and become an event planner. And so it's an industry that it is very hard for you to stand out and, be well known. So it was good doing friends, bridal shower, baby showers, birthdays, most of them free services as the case may be. And so I knew that I was, I was just playing and I knew that I was stuck, but I didn't know what I wanted to do next or what I had to do next. And so after, having attended Evolving Woman, having had the opportunity to, get on one-on-one with Coach Doreen here, she was able to significantly do the most important thing I've ever done in my business, which is transitioning. You can get started on something, but you need people to hold your hand to get on to the next stage. You need people that have better understanding about industry, people that have been there, or people that know what it is to, go into your full capacity, so to speak. And so that's why I would always say that our success story isn't complete without mentioning Profit with Doing. And, having consulted with her, she was able to, help me see my industry for what it was. She was able to, one significant thing, I'm always very scared as to, oh, this is the value I'm giving, because my service is not tangible, it's not seen. And so it was difficult for me to be able to say, this is what I'm going to charge, which is why most of those jobs that were done were for free. So pretty much Profit with Doing transition from that block as to what can I do, to see the value and to move on to the next stage. Now, what I'm talking about, so actually about 7 years, Coach Doing, I think it's been about 7 years. But now, beyond that,
Yes,
the interesting thing,
2016.
yeah, so the interesting thing about Coach Doyin is she's a gift that keeps giving. I call that and I really mean it. She's a gift that keeps giving. So aside from, getting on the one-on-one, transitioning, helping me understand, the intricacies of my industry, and then knowing the kind of value that I had to give and how to, get into giving my capacity to the fullness and, understanding that I couldn't be ordinary. It didn't stop there. I mean, I'm how many years in business now? If I have anything that I need to move on to, the next step, she would be part of the first set of people I would usually reach out. The other day, I still sent out the publication we got from Guardian newspaper being listed as one of the most reliable planners in Nigeria. She's always that one person that when I count my first five, I want to be able to say, okay, this is it. I also put in for a grant. Of course, I didn't win, but she's always that person. When I sent her the grant application, I just sent it to her randomly, and she was just like, "Oh, you should do this. You can go for this." And then, I was gonna chicken out. She went on the page and then commented. Then I'm like, "Oh my God, this woman has done it again." So pretty much, let me keep this short and wrap up. It's been an amazing journey with Feel Profit we're doing it, and I'm really, glad that you're eventually doing this because I know that for everyone that is present here, the journey it shouldn't end there. This is just the beginning of a tree that keeps bearing fruit and keeps giving. Our business has been better for it. We have gotten immense growth. We've moved and it's to the special abilities that you made me see, and then that belief as to not limiting my capacity, and of course understanding my industry and building a niche as the case may be. So Lemon Touch Events, is one of the successful event planning business in Nigeria, and all thanks to Profit we're doing, who keeps helping us strategically position ourselves to be seen and then maximizing our capacity to the fullest. So good evening, everyone, and please sit tight, enjoy this ride, and make sure you hold on to it very well. Don't let her go even after this free webinar. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Diola. I would mention that Diola was one of the people that did not give up on this dream or the hope of Evolving Woman. Like every time I wake up, Diola is sending me a message. The last time we had an Evolving Woman conference was in 2018. It was Diola that planned it. It's been between Diola's expertise and Tosin's expertise. Tosin is also here I remember when I was leaving Nigeria in 2023, Diola she had organized the get together. There was no fuel. There was fuel scarcity in Nigeria. And these people took me to a venue despite no fuel. You know how it is when you don't want to leave your house because there's a fuel scarcity. Everybody is buying from, like, it's expensive, it's more expensive, it's harder to get. If you have to queue for it, you must think through what you want to do to go to the filling station to actually get. That's even if you get any fuel in your car. And they took out that time and decided that, oh, we're going to do a send forth. Our coach is going. So Tosin was there and Diola was there. And there was Faintola, and I can't remember who the other person was, were there. And it was Diola that had organized all this, and she had paid for that send forth. I still have the chats from 2000 and God knows when. I think during the lockdown up until last year, every year Diola will come back and say, Coach, when are we doing Evolving Woman again? It changed my life. It blessed my life. If Diola is not asking, I'm getting voice notes from some other people somewhere that are asking that, when is this Evolving Woman coming back? What are we going to do? What do we need to do? Diola went as much as she had started scouting for an event space that we were going to use as a 2023 that we're going to use for a next one. But unfortunately, I had to move back to the US. So that was why we weren't able to hold one that year as planned. But it just goes to show that if one person decides to do what God has called them to, that there's a lot more lives that is tied to it. There's a lot more yeses that is at the back of your own one yes. And today I was watching that in one of my coaches' lives, Coach Inform Echo. And I had to leave that. We were in Blueprint of Our. I had to leave that place to come here to attend. And if I would, she had, I need to get this so that I don't get the information wrong. In that meeting, we had 140 towns, 88 cities, 46 states, 12 countries, 5 continents, all people from all of those places attending just one event. And then in the room, I think we were up to like 200 and something people in the room. So if you're thinking of something that has gone global, and when she was telling the story of how she got there, she was talking about the story of how 9 years ago, God had reached out to her to tell her that she should go and do something. And the thing was for people like her, they are searching for what is next. People like her that just wanted to. But if she did not take that step, if she didn't do the thing that God has called her to at that time, those people that I just mentioned in the 140 towns, in the 88 cities that were gathered into that room, nobody was going to probably be there. They might be gathering with someone else. They might be doing something else that God has called them to. But most importantly, what I learned from that is that your obedience, you don't know what is at the end of it. And that is one of the reasons why we're here today. Because a lot of us sometimes we're just, oh no, I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want anybody to know me. I don't want to be too loud. Today, we're here for the loud. So if you do not want to be loud, if you don't want to be seen, if you don't want to make an impact in your generation, maybe it's time to log out before we start, so that when we start, you know that what we're going into. And yes, so again, welcome and welcome. This is going to be a journey, and I hope that you are ready for the ride. We're going to be here for, I think that the time that I'd set was set to 19 minutes. And I know that we've done a little of introductions here, there. So I'm just going to go right in. Can you people still hear me? If you can, please give me the thumbs up so that I know that you are with me. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Titi Lope. It looks like Titi is the class captain that we have here today, because everything, Titi is just going, yeah. Oh, okay, Tosin, I see you. Welcome. Grace, Titi wants to take over this class captain role from you. And thank you again, Grace, for making the introduction. Maybe I should just also give a brief. Grace is actually my mentee, and she has been helpful throughout this journey of us having this workshop. So thank you, Grace. Thank you. So welcome again, as I said, to the Influential You workshop, and prepare to learn. Prepare to, if you have your journal, please bring them out. If you have your pens, please bring them out. And okay, Titi said she has been waiting for this time since. Titi, did you sleep? Titi, we should ask you, did you sleep? Maybe we need to find out if Titi slept. I'm trying to, okay. Can I control? Okay. I can control my screen from here. So if anybody wants to answer, I had one question to ask. What does it mean to be an influential? Like, if you want to describe being influential, what does it mean to you? Please, you can write that in the chat, or if you want to come off mute, you can also help us. What does being influential mean to you? When you heard about Influential Me workshop, what were you thinking? And what was the thought that came to mind? I didn't put the definition. Okay, making an impact. All right, Lolade. Hi, Lolade. It's very good to see you. Oh, very good to see your message. Lolade is my UK-based client, so it's very good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you, Coach.
Who else wants to tell us? Lolade says that somebody that is making an impact, influencing generations. Wow. That's very influential. That's very, very influential. So if I'm not able to see, I've minimized my screen. If I'm shaping lives, okay, thank you. I'm not going to be giving a description, but I just wanted us to have like an idea of why we're here. So I've minimized my screen so I won't be able to impact other people positively. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for all of that explanation. So okay, I'm sorry, my screen, okay. So today we're embarking on what it means to this workshop is designed to help you elevate your authentic visibility, to help you master strategic brand positioning. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So prepare to discover powerful insights and actionable strategies. If you have your workbook, this will be a good time to bring it out for you to come out uniquely. We've given an introduction about myself. So I welcome you. Before we begin, I want you to understand that I recognize the powerful ambition within each and every one of the people that have joined here today, the unique brilliance that we all bring and we all carry. The description of the person that I just gave now that is doing something so global with all that amount of people in a room shows the capacity that you have and the endless possibilities that God has actually already assigned you to, and the profound impacts that you're destined to create. You are not just to be seen, but you need to be heard, and you need to be able to achieve the greatness of what God has called you to. And I pray that at the end of this session, that's going to be what your testimony would be. So my name is Oladoyin Taiwo. For this coaching program, I've been doing this over 10 years of dedicated experience to this. I empower multi-passionate and I call them multi-hyphenated faith-based women or leaders who I help them to transform their brand, step out of their shadow, and claim their God-given visibility. Visibility is actually something that was the plan of God for each and every one of us. Because if people don't know you, how do you want to influence them? If people don't know you, how do you want to touch the lives to which God has already called you to be? You need to come up higher. You need to come into the fullness of what God has already called you to. So that's a little about me. Okay, my screen just keeps doing its own thing. I hope you can still see my screen. Okay. All right, as a personal brand transformation coach, what I specialize in is your presence, your powerful storytelling, how you're able to put all what you are into something that is valuable for others to be able to give you opportunities. I help to guide professionals to unlock that clarity, the visibility that they need, the undeniable confidence. I remember somebody that I was speaking to, and she said that it's not just how you say it, it's the way you say it with so much confidence, like the fullness of what you carry, the way you say it with confidence. And I think that that is where all of us need to get to the place whereby you are so confident and sure about what God already has put in you, enough for you to be able to say, you know what, I am going to become a person of influence because I am already a person of value. And those are some of the things that about me. I'm able to help. What I've been able to help my clients do is that I've been able to help those people that are highly skilled, but they are yet being unrecognized in their industry. What I've been able to help them do is to bring them from being unseen to bring them to the place of value where they are celebrated. The people that are called to lead, but they are lost in some form of clarity or the other, I've been able to help them shape that by the help of God, to help people see the value that they carry beyond whatever it is that people have known them to be in the past. I've helped multi-talented people also to bring together whatever it is that is in their mind. Or, you know, there's this way that we're thinking of something, but it takes somebody to pull it out, for them to help you pull out that greatness that is already resident inside of you, but you don't know how to like position for you to be able to maybe monetize, for you to be able to, for others to see the value you carry and be able to bring opportunities your way. And those that are actively contributing to somebody yet they feel invincible, those are the kind of people that this session is for. My mission basically is just to empower you to shatter all that barriers, those things that are in your mind, to help you go from like the experts that is unseen to become a sought after voice, whereby you become the kind of leader in your industry that when people are thinking about your industry, you don't, they think of the opportunity and they think of you in mind anytime those kind of opportunities come to mind. So my experiences, I've worked in media, I've worked in nonprofits, I've worked in the education industry, and also with entrepreneurs and in corporate. So now to what we have come here to do. I see you. Most of us here, some of us here are eating experts. Like, we are so experienced, but the only people that know about this is probably our co-worker at work, maybe our boss, maybe some people that are our friends and family. But in your industry, are you known? Is your name resounding somewhere? Is it something that when people see, they are able to say and refer you to whatever it is for opportunities that come your way? So you have achieved silent excellence. You are able to deliver with excellence. Anytime you come into the room, you are the one that everybody will say, I'm going to meet this person now, she can handle it. But outside of your 9 to 5, outside of your small business, outside of the hobby or anything that you are doing, who else knows your name outside of that? The people that you are called to impact. Just note that in life, when God has called us to like increase, to multiply, it's not just for a small number of people. We have the capacity to be greater, to be bigger, to affect more people, for our voice to be more resounding, for us to be highly valued, for people to see us and to think that, oh my goodness, if God has deposited so much within this person, that is the person I want to become. All the people that we look up to, the people we admire, the reason why we admire them, the reason why we look up to them is because they have become people of value. They've become people of influence. And that is the reason why we continue to reference them. That's the reason why we continue to think that, oh my goodness, I just want to be like that person. Oh my goodness, if only I had what that person had. Half of the time, we already have what these people have. But what are we doing to position it enough for us to be influential, for other people to see us, for other people to be able to say, you know what, I also want to be like this person. It's not that they are going to become you, but the impact of your influence. I was thinking of something this morning, and I'll just mention while I was I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was getting a cup from the kitchen, and it flashed through my mind to think that a person of influence, when you describe the person, and that's why I was asking for the definition, how do you describe the person? How do you see that kind of thing? I'll give an example. I know that people always say, oh, Doyin knows everybody. And I was like, that's intentional. And today, as I was thinking of that while I was picking that cup, was what my coach was discussing in our program. And she mentioned there that this morning we were talking in my mastermind, that's my VCAP mastermind, and we were speaking, we were telling them about the experience of what we witnessed during this week, about my coach sending food. She sent food to 14 countries. You know what it means to send food across 14 countries. So those of us in the US received food. We didn't receive breakfast, like just somebody sending you pancakes and that's all. We got 3-course meal delivered to each and every of the participants, those 200 and something participants. So you can think of logistics on how that worked. But the answer to that came while she was speaking today. And I was like, oh, so I see the value of knowing everybody now. And she said the only reason why she was able to carry that out is because of her network. That one of the people that helped, or the group that helped her, was her alumni from school. The moment they heard she wanted to do this, deliver to 200 and something people across different countries, they went into work and started working with her. We need people to be able to be influential. We need a network of endless possibilities of the people that we know. That when you pick their call, they are not going to tell you that, oh, I beg, I don't know what this, if you're not a person of value, when you pick somebody's call or when they reference, and she mentioned something that was really significant that I wanted to point out. She said that the person in the US, when they called the person, that she hasn't spoken to the person in the last maybe 20 years of them graduating from school or more than that. But before, the moment the person mentioned her name to them and said, this person asked me to call you and we're trying to sort logistics for the people based in the US, immediately the person got to work. The person didn't call her till now to ask her that, was it you that sent that person? But the mention of her name, I was like, that evokes a lot of influence if you don't know. And I hope that you're catching beyond just, it's not just that I'm giving you, you're tying it to how it's important that when you're building your network, you're very, very, very intentional about the value that you bring to your network, enough that the day you call them, they wake up and they want to do it because your name is mentioned. They wake up and they want to do it because they know that if it's coming from you, it's something of value. They know enough that if this person is referencing me to someone or is recommending something to me, I'd better listen because this person is has become a person of influence. Those are the kind of ways that we think about networking. The kind of ways that before, when people are thinking of networking, you just think it's only to collect business card from a meeting and go and sit down with it. What have we done so far with those ones we have been collecting? How far have we gone with it? After you collected that business card, what have you done with it? After you moved on from all of the excitement of attending a conference, of attending a workshop, and you say, oh, I met this person, I took a picture with this person. Does that person know you? When they mention your name in rooms, I always say these things, that decisions have been made ahead of you making an introduction of yourself. People make decisions about us every day in rooms that we are not in. But we want it to be impactful enough that when we get to those rooms, that people have spoken ahead of us. And how do they speak ahead of you if nobody knows you? How do people recommend you if people don't know the value that you bring to the table? So you being an Eden expert, it's not helping you in any way. You being an Eden expert is not giving value to the glory of the God that has called you to be on this earth, to multiply, to increase. It's not just in childbearing. It is the influence and the impact that you leave when you are gone. Well, Dr. Miles Moran used to say then that the richest place in the world is the grave. You don't want to be that person that at the end of your life, you go back with the books you were supposed to write. You go back with the people you were supposed to impact. You go back with all of the things you were supposed to deliver that you never did because of what you were too ashamed to. What will people say? What will people think? You don't want to be too loud. I'm just a private person. I don't want people to. Please snap out of it. Life is not about you. It's not about, like, half of the time, I'm not an outgoing person. I won't even put very, I'm not an outgoing person. I'm very introverted most of the time. But because I know what I need to actually, what I've been called to deliver or what I've been called to do, I go out of my way to intentionally build relationships. I go out of my way to intentionally add value to the people around me so that the day that I call for them, like what the example I'm giving to about my coach now is that, so that day that you need support, you need community, you need help, people will answer 10 times when they hear your name. People will respond to you immediately and leave every other thing they are doing because it is you that is mentioned. And opportunities will begin to be directed in your favor because people know the value that you also have to give. And it's not transactional. It is being intentional. It is being deliberate because your future actually depends on it. The future to what God has called you to, the people that God has called you to serve, the things that, the platforms that your name needs to be mentioned. Some of us have carried on this idea or this dream for so long. You want to speak in the UN, you want to do this, you want to contribute to this. But if you are not doing, if you are not showing what you are building already, how will people be able to refer you when that time comes? You are not positioning, you are just thinking that it will just come and meet you. There's something Apostle Selman says a lot, that in this life, God will not send angels to actually answer you. He's going to use people. So be deliberate and stop being hidden. That's what that old sermon was about. So you've delivered excellence in silence, carrying rooms on your own back without, this is what it means to be an hidden expert. If you see yourself in any of this, we'll get to the point where you can actually raise your hand and take the one that belongs to you, and we'll see how to sort it. So if you're thinking of it, if you're thinking of that, give me a moment. I'm not sure why this is not admitting people directly. Okay. All right. So if you've been in those kind of rooms, you're probably one of the people that we're describing here today. People, you are dependable, but you are not discoverable. People always look at people and they always think about it that, oh, look at this person. This person can do everything, but you can do everything. But how many people, the type of people, when the Bible was talking about that, we will serve kings, not men. It's very important that you start looking at it from that end of things, that you don't want people to only mention your name in small rooms. You want your name to be mentioned in the big rooms that is going to actually give you a platform to become. So don't just be dependable, be discoverable. And we're going to take that test here today. All of you are going to Google your name. What comes up first? Is it serving you? Is it actually bringing you to the place of where when people want to refer you, they know what they can? If you start thinking about it now, you can start looking and start Googling your name before we get there. And if it's not correct, start working towards the plan of what you want to do to make it right. You're called for more. You feel that you're called to a greater visibility, but something inside of you is holding you back from stepping forward. Those are the people that we're calling the hidden experts, and we want that to change. That will not be you at the end of this call anymore. And why this matters, if you're thinking, why do I need to be visible? Why do I need to be influential? True visibility. And I went out, I'm not coming here to come and give you aspire to perspire. There are data that actually is backing this up, that says the reason why you should be visible, that says the reason why your positioning and your brand needs to be clear to people. The first thing that I found during my research is that it said that only 23% of people that are truly visible at work, those are the people that get promoted. So it's far from more than just being seen. It's the catalyst for your next opportunity. if you become visible, if you become clear, if you become decisive about whatever it is that God has called you to, and you start positioning aright, you are probably going to be on a list to be discovered. It says 23% out of the workforce are the people that get promoted because they are visible at work. Professionals with sponsors are 23% more likely to be promoted at in your workplace. So how are you positioning for such? Hope you are not burying your head in the ground and just doing the work alone without showing people what you're doing. I remember that one of my friends had mentioned this morning that she's hoping to do more like doing, whereby she shows what she's doing. Because if I don't, who is going to do it for me? Who is going to tell anybody this is what Doyin has done? Who is going to help me be able to bring opportunities to my way to open doors for me if I'm not telling you what I do? How many of us have people? If you look at your contact list right now, some of us have like 70 people on our contact list, 100 people. Maybe you should open your phone and check your own and check how many people you have. But on that contact list, you might find that it's only 10 people that know what you do for a job. You might find that it's only 10 people amongst them that actually know the value that you bring. Is that 10 enough to serve you? Is that 10 enough to take you to the place where you want to go to? And amongst that 10, do they have the kind of capacity to bring you to a bigger stage, to be able to introduce you to your world where you can impact fully? Those are some of the things that you need to start thinking about and start working towards. So for me, unclear presentation might also be an issue, whereby if your presentation is not clear and people don't know how to describe you, it says that 27 million hidden workers are overlooked due to unclear positioning and presentation. That's Harvard Business School that said so, that unclear preposition, your unclear positioning is something that when your unique brilliance is not clearly presented to people, you miss critical referrals, you miss partnerships, and you miss advancement at work. The next thing of why this matters is that inconsistent messaging, and unclear or inconsistent message, does not just limit your reach, it actively diminishes your impact and your influence. It diminishes the kind of value that people bring to you. 44% of workers report to have been passed over for raises and promotions because somebody misinterpreted their skill. Somebody misinterpreted. So when they tell you to have a brag sheet at work, it is not vanity, it is strategic. When you do not show people what's the stuff that you are made of, when people don't know what they can refer you for, people are going to just say, oh, okay, that one, she does it, but I don't know. You don't want to be that person. You need to clearly state who you are and what you do. Aligned visibility. It's time to move beyond random posting and embrace aligned visibility that authentically showcase your expertise. And that's what we're going to be learning through today. There are things that being hidden actually cost you. Number one, missed opportunities. People probably will not be able to refer you because they don't know what it is that you're about. Reduced income. Your income is not going to grow up to the level that you intended to be because people are not sure what they want to refer you for, or how they want to position you or recommend you for another thing. Roles get given to others. It says that 50% of professionals believe that office visibility is key to to their promotion, and 58% of Gen Z workers prioritize their presence. They prioritize visibility, physical presence for advancement. You know that a lot of times people are always saying that Gen Z people are showy people, that they are the ones. If you check online, most of the percentage of people that are influencers online are actually Gen Z people, because they understand the power and the use of social media. They understand the power and the use of how much impact that if you are so, the people that get seen, I wrote this down, that opportunities actually favors the seen. If you are seen, if you are noticed, if your work is visible, opportunities will favor you. So opportunities, before they used to say favor the bold. I would say that opportunities actually favor the seen. Opportunities favor the people that are rightly positioned. Opportunity actually favors the people that people can find. They are searching for your name, they can find you. They are searching for your name, they know what to recommend you for. The next thing is that you might remain in the background forever if you still continue to be unseen. And that is not what we want, and that is not going to be your portion. So the next thing is that that we're going to be talking about is that it's not about becoming someone new, but it's boldly declaring and revealing who you already are. You already have it in you, but it's just for you to position it clearly enough for people to see it and for people to be able to see the value, as I said, that you bring. Cultivate a brand that speaks volume before you do. And find it, some people's brand is rooted in politics. Some people's brand is rooted in their job title. Titles change all the time. So it's very important that when you're thinking about building your personal brand, or you're thinking of building your influential brand, you're thinking of it in terms of your values, you're thinking of it about who you want to become in future, the kind of impacts that you want to make, even the type of income that you want to attract to yourself, enough to be able to do the work that God has already committed to you. I always say that the gospel of God is expensive to take to people. If you do not have the resources, how do you want to be able to reach the people that God has called you to? So it's very important that you are clear about the brand that you want to build, so that it speaks volume enough to bring you all those opportunities of income, impact, and legacy. So your ideal self, your future self, if you already know who you are, being recognized for exactly who you are, not who you pretend to be. A lot of us on LinkedIn, when we see our bio, you'll see people doing project manager slash this one slash analytical one-to-one slash everything else. But outside of that, you know, the way Nigerians say it, I know that there are a few people that are not Nigerians on here. So Nigerians say, who you help? Like who all of that things that you're writing, who is it helping? That's how to bring it to. So when you want to position, you need to be clear enough that when I see it, I say, oh, this is the person I've been looking for all my life. What solution do you bring to people's lives? So a clear message is very important. Your message has to be so clear that when people see it, they can resonate with it. When your target audience, when your potential boss, when anybody sees you, it's very clear to them about what you are. Then aligned opportunities begin to come to you when you stop being hidden. When you stop being that person that when people think of, they can't think of the clear thing. Have you heard this thing before, that when you're mentioning somebody's name and somebody tells you, I don't even know what that person does? So you can see how missed opportunities come to people, or opportunities don't come to people because people are not clear of who they serve or what their message is about or what their brand stands for. So step into the face of being perfectly aligned with your kind of opportunities that you can bring. Now we'll do a task. Well, it's just going to take 30 seconds. With all the things that are said, if you just close your eyes for 30 seconds, picture yourself and picture that somebody is finding you or discovering you for the first time about what you actually truly want to become. You know, when we were growing up, we used to say this thing about, when I grow up, I want to become this. Some of us, those dreams have died. Those dreams are on hold. Those dreams are paused. Now think of it that if you close your eyes for the next 30 seconds, picture somebody finding you for that exact thing that you've always desired that your brand should be. The clarity that your brand brings, start thinking of it in your mind, that the first time they find you, what do they want to find about you? What do you want them to know about you? Now imagine describing your work exactly the way you want it to, not the way that the algorithm has asked you to make it, not the way the SEO has told you to put keywords, but the way that you want to be presented. what you want to be recognized for, the expertise that you want people to recognize you for, the kind of value that you want to be able to deliver to your world. That's what you need to think about for this next 30 seconds. I'll give you that time. If you've come about it, maybe you should write it in the comments. And what emotion is this bringing to you when you're thinking about it? I'm thinking about what I want to be positioned for. In the next 10 years, what do you want your name to be famous for? In the next 15 years, what do you want people to recommend you for? In the next 20 years, when you're sitting back and you're thinking, whatever your age is right now, add 10 years to it. If you're 30, that means you're going to be 40. If you're 20, that means you're going to be 30. If you're 40, that means you're going to be 50. What do you want people to know your brand for? What's that lasting legacy that when they mention your name and you've gone to your grave at a good and ripe age, what do you want people to, a legacy that you want to leave behind? And then start retracing your step back to start building it. What emotion is this coming to your mind when you think about that woman that you are becoming? What emotion is coming to your mind when you think about all the things that God has called you to, that you have put on and you've been hidden from, and the opportunities that you have missed because you have decided to remain hidden? So if you've thought about it, if there would be somebody does anybody want to come off the mic and just share with us, or you can put it in the comments of what you want to be remembered for. So, okay, Titi said satisfaction and fulfillment. Is that what you want to be remembered for? Or that's what you want your brand to represent? Oh, okay. Making a difference in my space was what Chioma said. Chioma, what would that difference sound like? That when you're saying, I want to make a difference in your space, I know that you're currently a professional. Like, what does that sound like? Like intangible experience of what that means. Okay, while we wait for Chioma to type that, does any other person, you can come off mute and share if it's something that you're willing to or you're able to. We're not that much in here. The other people are on YouTube, so you have the liberty. You're responding to the exercise about the emotion. Okay, the emotion that comes to your mind is satisfaction and fulfillment. Okay, thank you so much, Titi, for answering that. Does any other person, what emotion came up to you? What were you thinking of, or what exactly is it that was coming to your mind while you were thinking about that? When you think of the woman that you want to become, I will come back to the comment to read it if you are willing to share. So I'll just move on so that we don't take too much of our time. We still have like a lot of things here. So unlock your true potential. Are you ready to unleash that full potential? So now it's the time that we've been waiting for. This is not a visibility. A lot of us, we don't have a visibility problem. We actually have a positioning or an identity problem. When I'm being recommended, I want to be, okay, Ayamide says when I'm being recommended, when I'm being recommended, I want to be referred to as somebody who helps other people become grounded in their identity and authenticity. The emotion I felt was joy, a sense of fulfillment. Okay, thank you so much. Like it would give you joy when people actually recognize and find you for those things that you're calling and you want to become. So this is not just a visibility problem for some people. Beyond posting more, it's not just about increasing the content volume that you post. Clarity plus positioning. Without clarity, increased visibility will continue to feel overwhelming. If you are not even clear on what you want to be visible for, a lot of people are chasing virality right now. Sorry, give me a moment. Let me just drink water. A lot of people are chasing virality now and they're unclear. So when you now become popular, and that's why when you know the way they say empty barrel, at the end of the day, you've been shouting, come and see me, come and see me. So when they've seen you now, oh yeah, what can you deliver? Like, you need to be clear on what that value is going to be to people, so that when you are even writing, it's coming from a place of oh, when you want to post, when you want to share about your work, it's coming from a place of fulfillment. It's coming from a place of clarity that you know enough to say that, see, this is okay. Somebody else from YouTube is saying a professional in tourism and event planning, event industry is what she wants to be known for. That's Oluremi Mabanku had said that that's what she wants to be known for. So when people are thinking about her, that's what kind of things that she wants people to recommend her for. Thank you so much for sharing. Understanding matters. Effective positioning ensures people understand who you are and what you do, because this is the only way that people can actually bring opportunities your way, when they know who you are and what you do. Okay, my slide is, I don't know if it's moving on your screen. It was a bit delayed on my end. Can you people still hear me? Please give me a thumbs up if you can. All right, thank you. All right. Okay, Titi Semitope says that she wants to be known for, let me see. I can't see that. I'll come back to it. Okay, why I'm so sure that this works. We've had Deola talk about our story and our transformation. These are some of the other people too. These people have become my friends because we have worked together on the journey of becoming and getting clear. So this is one person. I'll just share briefly that it was just, it took just one session for us to be able to get clear on what Toby was, what she wanted to position, and that one session was enough for her to gain the kind of clarity of what she wanted our brand to be known for. She gained language for that thing that she had carried on for years that had actually helped her. And now she's able to speak to the people that she serves, and her ideal client audience has gotten clearer. This is my dearest Pasayeti. Pasayeti was my client for just 4 weeks. And one thing that she said that I put down, she said, Oladoyin was instrumental to clarifying and strengthening my brand as I launched I lead Synergy. So before I jump away from Toby's own. Toby is an interior designer, but above all, Toby is she's a reinvention coach. So if you need, or you think you're looking towards reinventing your life, she's a person to go to. You can follow on LinkedIn, you can follow on Instagram, and also Pasayeti. Pasayeti can be found on LinkedIn, on Instagram, about the work that she's doing on leadership. And what she said is that our expertise, Oladoyin's expertise, gave me profound insight enough, and our guidance was invaluable enough for me to have brand clarity and transformational impact. So I'm sharing these stories just to say that what I'm talking about today is things that if you put into action, this is what your testimony can be. So number one, common visibility challenges that people go through. If this sounds familiar to you, you can just raise up your hand in the chat or put it there. You're constantly delivering exceptional results, yet your name remains unremembered. Have you seen a place where when people are talking about an opportunity, they're like, I know that girl, what's her name again? What's her name again? Like, it doesn't come to their mind immediately to think about you. You don't want to continue to be that person. You are the vital voice behind the scene, but really the person that people recognize on the spotlight. You don't want to be in that kind of place whereby opportunities continue to pass you by and people do not see what you're about. So how to fix that? More visibility challenges that people go through. They cannot articulate what makes them different. A lot of times when you tell people, oh, so what do you do? I don't know. I'm not, I do a lot of things. And you're like, you do a lot of things. Okay, what can I, like one single thing that you do, how can I help you? Show up. They're always showing up, but they feel disconnected. And that's not going to be you after. So if these challenges that I've mentioned, if you can relate with any of it, please let me know. You can let me know in the chat You're always showing up but feeling disconnected. You cannot articulate the difference that you make, and people always see you that you're the one that is behind the scene. You are the first pushing management meeting. You are the first pushing, making sure everything is working, but your boss takes all the credit. If you can relate with that, please put a 1 or put 1 from 1 to 2. You want to put it in the chat. 5 means I can strongly relate with some of those challenges. 1 means that, well, I can recognize it, but that's not me. 5, wow, that's strongly believe so. Okay, in the chat. If you put from 1, just 1 is that you're agreeing, at least there's 1 of it that you can recognize. 5 means that, man, I need help. Oh God, help me, I need help. Titi, are you admitting that God, I beg, not beg, I did beg? Okay, 3. Thank you. 3 is the people with 3, they are in the middle, and I hope that at the end of this that you're going to be able to get some clarity. Help me, or I beg, help. That's what Titi's 5 sounds like. Help me. So now is the time to claim your spotlight. The transformation begins now. Dr. Anushka says 3. Okay, I like those people. They are not completely off, but they are in the middle enough to say, see, oh, I'm doing it all, but I can do more. So that's a great place to be. That's a great place to be. So from this, what we're going to be talking about today is authentic brand visibility, your clear messaging, your visibility plan, and your renewed confidence. So we're going to go to it. So let's begin. All of that has been preamble in the first place. So number 1, the visibility shift. This is where you need to get out your notes, your workbook. If you have been getting something before, but this is more practical. The challenge, you've been faithful, like we said, you've built quietly, but your excellence is no longer, your quiet excellence is no longer enough. If people don't see the value that you bring, they cannot choose you or recommend you. So the goal of this is for us to be able to help you, be able to take you from the presence of being in the back door to bring you to limelight, like the picture of the lady that you're saying, that the spotlight will begin to shine on you and your visibility. The truth is that visibility, like I said, is not vanity. It's actually stewardship. If you think of the parable of the talents, the one that went to hide this talent, God took away from them and gave it to the one that was already doing. So it's possible for you to have something that you've hidden and it keeps getting multiplied. That's why sometimes when we wake up, you're like, ah, that was my girl. You know, I thought of it 10 years ago, but you never did anything with it. And then it's taken and then given to somebody else that has been faithful with theirs, and the person is now multiplying it. I don't think you want to be that person. Oh, okay, people on YouTube are still writing 3, 2. Okay, all righty. Thank you. And you can impact people. You can't impact people if they don't know that you exist. And that's the truth about life. If people don't know that you exist, how do they know to come to you for solution? The way you show up influences how you are received. The way they say that how you dress is how you want to be addressed. So it's very important. Now we're going to define our narrative. That's the first thing we're going to do. What narrative does your name currently evoke? If you think of it, just one thing. If you want to, if people describe you, what's the one thing that they describe you of? What's the narrative that people have when they are thinking about your name? If you know that, please share with us in the comments, and I will be reading. When I think about Titi has been the class captain of this show. So when I think about Titi, what's the one narrative that Titi is about? When I think about Grace, when I think about Dr. Anushka, when I think about Chioma, when I think of people that are here, what's the one narrative that you think that your name currently evoke on people's minds? Also, the people on YouTube, you can also write that narrative. Just give me one. For somebody can say purposeful, somebody can say resilient, somebody can say strong. Like, what emotion is the narrative of your name? What emotion does it evoke in the minds of people right now? What do you think? You might not even be sure. Am I seeing the comment, the chat room, or it's just that people are still thinking of their narratives? Problem solver. Okay, boldness. Okay, I like it. Alrighty. Boldness, audacious. Okay, great. Impact driven. Okay, excellence. I like it. Like you guys, all my guys are ballers. A creative. Okay, leadership. It's looking like it's only Dr. Elizabeth, Dr. Anushka, Ayomide, and Chioma that are here, and I'm seeing that there's 18 numbers here. The people on YouTube are still catching up. Resourceful community leader, that's coming from YouTube. Conviction, ambitious. See, authority. Grace, when you say authority, like how? Police kind of authority, or what type of authority? When I think of authority, it's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm thinking policeman. I'm thinking policeman. Resource, restart. Okay. That's why you are the reinvention coach, Toby. So when people are thinking resourceful, restart, you are the reinvention coach. That's why. Vision driven. Titi, our class captain, what's going on? You don't have any emotion you evoke. Titi, as Titi falling out of this call, she's now quiet. I don't like it. Titi. Okay, resourceful. Thank you. Let me just assume Titi stepped away from our device. That's the reason why she took that long. So all this thing that you people are talking about, does it align with your professional aspiration or the desire? Minister of Education, calm leadership, moral courage, and long-term impact. You passing your next. You see where we're saying network. Somebody says she's the future Minister of Education. Let me bring my phone and check it, because if we don't now, tomorrow, I'll now be saying, do you people know that lady's number? Not knowing that I've met her before. We have come across the same place before. I did not take her number. So please, Temi Tokwe, I've registered it. If you don't know me, I know you. Okay? Thank the Lord. So right now, all these things that we've spoken about, does your digital presence authentically represent all these things that we've talked about you? So your professional trajectory, is it going in this same way of the things that you want to become? Or is it just still an echo of the past chapter of what you wanted to be when you grow up? So think of it and think of it again. Is that the kind of emotion that people feel when they think about you? It's not just about the things that we call ourselves, but what do other people also call us? So if we think about that, so the next thing that I want you to do now is that you audit your brand presence. Strategic visibility action steps are the things that we want to do now. You know, I told you that we're going to be Googling ourselves. The key first action that you're going to do for me today, please put up, does anybody want to volunteer? Let us Google them and show everybody what is showing about them. Oh, Temi Tokwe. I'm sorry. Did I say? Oh, okay. I clocked it now. I already did. I clocked the T. So I didn't get it wrong. I've said it that when you become Minister of Education, don't forget us in your paradise, or is it in your, how do they say that thing? Oh, okay. You're volunteering for us to check you. Okay. That's bold. Thank you. So now we have clocked the T. Dr. Anushka said, check me. All the people saying, check me, check me, check me. So I'm going to stop sharing and we are going to check them. So let's go. I don't know if you can see my screen, or the checkers have already logged me out from sharing my screen. I beg, oh, I didn't mean it, so I'm just saying it, so. Alrighty. Can you still see my screen? I don't know if you guys can still see my screen.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, we can. Please, okay. Temi Tokpe. I see your name came up now. See. Temi Tokpe is a Teach for Nigeria alumni, okay? Tokpe, does this really speak to the brand of what you are actually positioning for? Do you think it does? Please answer us in the comments.
She did. She said yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. So Tokpe's brand is in alignment with her. Somebody that is scared, that does not want us. Also in the education, it's obvious that Tokpe is an educator and Tokpe is positioning in the education industry. So, Dr. Anushka, you said we should check you. But maybe the question that I should ask, Minister of Education, Sina, maybe the first question that I should have asked is that, what do you want to be found for before I check for you? So that we're not just checking and then you now say, yeah, that's really what I wanted to be found for. Tell me first in the comments, what do you want us to find when we check your name? Because people have said the thoughts that you evoke. When we start looking for you, does it really match up? You want to be found for everything education. Yeah, it's obvious from your positioning already that you're already positioning for that. But another thing is that, are you just being found? You know that you can be positioning for everything education and people are thinking, oh, okay, let me employ her as teacher. They are not thinking of, let me give her a leadership position. They are not thinking of, so that's how to entrepreneur career and a creative in arts, found for the solutions of their problems. Dr. Anushka, that's very vague. What's the solution of their problem? I cannot go and meet a dentist to tell me that the solution of my problem is surgery. I want to do BBL now, and I'll go and meet a dentist. At the end of the day, how would that BBL work? How would that BBL work? So we need to be clear. What's okay for health and wellness to that. And let's see. Dr. Anushka says for health and wellness. So when we Google Dr. Anushka's name, let's see if it's health and wellness that we really find under her name. We probably will find that under your name because you already have an established wellness. Okay. Yeah. Certified life leadership coach, entrepreneur, pharmacist, but outside pharmacist turned entrepreneur. Okay. Do you think that this narrative actually, I'll take her as the last person, do you think it matches with where you're positioned for? You can unmute and answer if you think so. If you think so. Are you able to unmute? Because it's looking like when I'm
she
saying...
said yes in the comments.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I wanted to just be sure that I'm not speaking to myself alone. Can you see my screen back now? I'm back to sharing my screen. So what content comes out when people your first 5 searches, for those people that we found theirs, for the people we didn't find theirs, please start researching and checking for yours. Okay, somebody said fast thinker is how people think, the emotion she evokes. Fast thinking is it's not really connecting to me emotionally. That's from YouTube. If someone thinks of you as a fast thinker, for what exactly? So you need to be clearer. Are the articles or the images or profile aligned with your current professional objectives? You know that there are some pictures that have been outdated about us since 1960. Some of those pictures were some of the things. The reason why I put them in the video of my introduction today, that if somebody sees the last picture of my speaking engagement since 1960 is the only thing that they find online, is not serving me in my current way and where I'm intending to go. So you need to be more intentional about putting together your profile, is what that is. Your digital presence needs to start aligning. Are you visibly recognized for your expertise in your industry? So a lot of us, what I found out is that some of us are not part of professional bodies. So you are saying that you are a professional. There's registered professional bodies in that industry. You are not registered there. Nobody knows your name there. They've had conferences, they've had summits, they've had meetings you've never attended. You have not registered your presence in an industry where you want to dominate. How do people then refer you? How do people then think of you as a thought leader in those industries? So if it's something that you've been doing before, you need to start going. And if you have irrelevant information on your profile, you need to start building to the relevant ones so that they come up as the top 5 on your digital presence when you continue to move on right now. So the platform to check for this is LinkedIn, your Instagram, some people Facebook. If you have a website, you need to go back to edit these places. Is your headline strategic enough for people to find you? Are your Instagram visuals or the captions, are they saying something that is consistent to your brand voice enough that when people see you, they know that, okay? They know that Aramde said I should do better this year. Aramde just got recognized for a whole financial industry where I think she was the only Nigerian on that platform. And Aramde is saying she should do better this year. So if nobody has seen you before, if they have not recognized you anywhere, you need to do much more better. If Aramde can say I need to do better this year, I don't know where else then you need to do. So you need to go back to your social media, your networking platform, and rephrase what. Now we have ChatGPT. You can use that. You can put it and just ensure that you have the keywords enough to these things that you are positioned for, so that when people are looking for you, they can find you and begin to they said again, like all these things that we're saying. If you let me not go, I should have used Aramde for my example here. If you cannot see what Aramde is saying, Aramde is on YouTube. That's why where she's going from. And she's saying she needs to do better. So if you Google her, Aramde is a senior financial controller for Microsoft in Lagos or in Africa. So you can see that that's a profile that if somebody like that is telling you needs to do better, then you need to step up your game. If you Google, just put her name right now on LinkedIn, she actually just got that. She just got that mention. I think yesterday or today. So those are the kind of things that when you Google your name, what do people find? You need to do better. So if you're looking for how to ensure that your social media is consistent across platform, you can use a tool like is it Favocon? That's how it's pronounced. Favocon.com is something that you can use to check your Instagram, check your LinkedIn, and ensure that it's saying what you want it to say. And if it's not, go back and go and do the edits. It's very important because that's the only way that people can find you. So now we're going to craft your positioning statements. And in doing that, what you need to define is that maybe your name, my name is Oladoyin. What is your role or your title? You can, so it may be, my name is Oladoyin. I'm a fashion designer. Who do you help? I help people that sew modest clothes, or I design clothes for people that are looking to dress more modestly. So how to think about that is craft a clear, confident declaration of who you are, of who you serve, and how you deliver transformation. Those 3 things are key. Your womb is your audience, and the transformation that your service, your product or something brings to them. So if we want to think about that, think of it in the light of whatever your name is now. If you want to bring out your workbook and begin to write that out. So does anybody want to craft their own in the comment section, and we can read if it's something that actually sounds appealing enough for other people to feel like they are drawn to it. This is an example of the positioning statement that I've already crafted to show sample here. So if I'm talking about myself now, say that I'm a faith-aligned brand strategist, helping visionary professionals to go from hidden to highly visible through authentic messaging and strategic presence That's one way that I can say restate my positioning statement. Another way is if I'm a leadership coach, I'm a leadership coach who helps women in ministry lead with clarity and confidence through biblical strategies and effective executive tools. That's someone, if somebody wants to write their LinkedIn profile or they want to describe themselves short enough that when people think about it, they've heard leadership coach here, they've heard, okay, she's targeting women, that's our audience, then they are thinking, what transformation does she bring? She brings clarity and she brings confidence. And how does she do it? She brings it through Bible strategies and executive tools. So that's how to think about whatever it is that you also bring to the table. The refinement prompts, when you're thinking about this or you're telling, as we're doing it, you can start asking ChatGPT to do refinement prompts that you can do. Transformation focused. Ensure that whatever you're talking about, how you're describing yourself, is very transformational focus. So me, every time I'm talking about people's impacts, people's income, and people's legacy. At the end of the day, when you work with me, that is where I want to take you to, where you're able to grow your influence, where you're able to build your income or grow your income, and then you're able to have a lasting legacy based on your brand clarity. So you think of it in your own self as how it applies to you. Transformational focus. What transformation do you constantly help others with to achieve? That's what you need to think about when you want to think about your positioning statement. Your unique approach, what values or methods make your own approach different from every other person that is online that is also doing the same thing? And another thing that you want to think about, your desired introduction. How do you want people to introduce you when you are not in the room? What do you want people to say about you when you are not in the room? That's what to think about. So I'll move real fast. Our time is fast spent. The next thing is to refine your first impression asset. A lot of people, your first impression online is not something, it's not anything at all to write home about. When we Google you, what are we finding? Now we've Googled people. What are we finding from your profile picture? Ensure that your visuals, your written presence communicates the credibility. It shows professionalism, it shows credibility, it shows clarity, and it's able to connect with the audience you're trying to reach. If you don't have a professional headshot in 2025, we're going into 2026, you need to do better. And now we have AI, all sorts of AI tools. I'm going to be writing some of those back into the materials that will be shared with the people that have signed up for the paid version of. If you don't have a professional headshot, what you can do to actually get one that looks like you using AI to do it. Are you making eye contact when you meet people, or you're just looking down, good morning, ma? You are not, somebody is not able to feel confident in what you're speaking about. Are you dressed appropriately? I know recently someone had mentioned that people go to events and they are looking like their problem. I'm sure that nobody here is that kind of person, that you don't want to go there and people are like, this person, after all that fine LinkedIn profile picture that AI has generated for you, you don't look the part of what AI. So fix it, refine it. Impressions always last longer on the minds of people. Is the background of your professional picture clean? Is it aligned with the kind of aesthetics of what you're positioning to be? Some people have other people, 1 million other people in the background of their picture, and it's not something that you want to do or you want to be seen as. So you need to fix that if it's not properly done. Refine your first impression as asset is what I spoke about there. I'm going to move my slide. Okay. Okay. So bio essentials, keep them, when you're writing your bio, keep them under 100 words for short form platforms. So when people want to call you now to come and speak, when people are looking for you for opportunities, you need to have like something, an introduction that is good enough that you can easily, quickly send out to people when they are looking for you. Include your title, include the people you serve, include the transformation you bring, and a touch of your personality. I cannot send out something now and you don't know that this person talks to faith-based people, this person is speaking to visionaries, this person is talking to faith, this person is talking to multi-hyphenated women. And those are things that I always try to mention as much as possible. And my brand consistency on LinkedIn, on Instagram, I always make sure that the color, my major color, burgundy, which is something that I have in my background now, all of those colors begin to show everywhere that I'm positioned. And when you have them, it also helps people recognize or remember your brand faster. When they see those colors, they can associate it with you when they see it. And it's intentional when you're choosing. Don't just choose a color for your brand because you like it. You can like yellow. All of us like yellow. All of us like pink. But is your audience attracted to yellow? Is your audience attracted to blue? Even if you're building a personal brand, even if you're building a professional brand, even if you're building a business brand, it's very important for you to be able to do something that actually relates with that. So I've said this example before on what needs to be in your bio. Additional assets that you need to fix: your email signature. When you just write regards who? What's your name? Always make us have something to remember. It could even be your picture. Cut it short and write your name, your full name, write whatever it is you want people to know you for, and just put your email address and your phone number. Fix your email signature. It's very important. I have an email signature right now that I want to update in the new year because it's standing in the middle and I don't like it. I want it to be to the left. So every time you see my email signature, you just know that this email came from me and it was personally thought about. Your Zoom background. Some people would go into Zoom meetings and everything that is happening in your area, in your village, is happening around you. Everybody can see it. Maybe you want to blur it. Maybe you want to get a picture from what's the name of this? From Google, where you use an aesthetically pleasing. Don't use all those Babbage, or it's not Babbage. That is just to show you how old I am. I'm saying Babbage in 2025, and Babbage does not even exist anymore. So some people, yeah. Some people use this, is it C or something? This Palm C-like thing. It's not professional. Fix it. Use something that when I see, I know that you mean business when you come into a meeting. So please, if you're amongst those people, if you don't have a business card, there's this small stuff on LinkedIn these days. It's a QR code where when you meet people, they can scan it and then they can connect with you. Don't try to start spelling your name to people in public. Oh, my name is, maybe your name is Aragbade. Some people don't have the patience. So it's if you can share that link with them, it's easier for people. It can serve as your business card. Most people don't print business cards these days. So your digital profile links, also fix them. A lot of times I see when people are sending out, they'll ask people that maybe you are going to introduce yourself in a group, and they tell people that, oh, share your Instagram and share your LinkedIn. People just go and copy everything with the question mark, with the numbers at the back and everything. Do you know that when you look to this side of your LinkedIn all the way up, when you're sharing, you can actually edit it to your name so that the back end of it is cleaner, is neater. And when you need to copy it, people can see your name and it takes them directly to your page. So I hope that helps. For the people that are not clear. And your Instagram also, you can fix that. Define the themes, define your signature themes. How do you want to be, the kind of frameworks it's called content pillars that your brand is about. You need to define that instruction that you can give to ChatGPT or any type of thing that you use. Choose 3 themes that reflect your expertise, your passion, and your purpose. This should be they should be broad enough but flexible enough that you can work within when you are defining your signature brand. So the example that I'll give for that here is that some teams you can move around. If you're in leadership, leadership development should be a keyword that we should find on your Instagram or your what's the name, on your LinkedIn or anywhere it is. It's keywords where people can easily find you under. Faith-based strategy, personal branding. May have used the teams that may always talk about around. For me, is what I've given some examples here under personal brand, under visibility and influence, faith-based strategy, storytelling for impact, leadership development also, because some of my clients are in the roles of leadership. So how do you define your own? You can pick 3 teams using this. Ask yourself, if somebody gave me a microphone today to speak for 10 minutes, what 3 topics would I be able to speak about? So if you want to think about it, you want to give us in the comment. I'm looking at it. What areas, if people gave you a microphone, City said their body is in a meeting and the spirit is lounging on the beach. Yeah, in Maldives. Like that's where those kind of background, you're just seeing, there's a lot going on. Fix it. Like just use a very calm one, a demure one, enough that when people see you, they know you mean business. So does anybody want to give us how the pillars, like the pillars that they can use in defining themselves when people think about them? Examples of when somebody wakes you up now and says, I'm thinking, I want to recommend you for a speaking engagement. What areas or what topic can you speak about? Do you want to give us 3 teams in the comments? Dr. Anushka, when I think of 3 teams that you want to talk about, what would they be? Dr. Elizabeth says, I'm currently showing up online as my professional career path and my foundation, but aside from my career as an health economist, I want to be positioned as a coach who helps wounded, divorced women to heal and rebuild their lives. So I think that those kind of things are things that you need to prioritize in terms of, you can give. So what you can do, take what you've just said now, and as a professional, let's put it in ChatGPT and say that I want to do this. But this is who I am professionally. Can you merge it together to give me a LinkedIn keyword or a better LinkedIn headline to position me for this role? And let's see what it brings back to you. Is anybody giving us their teams? Nobody's giving us their own content pillars. Or is it not clear? If they wake you up to speak for 10 minutes, what areas? Thank you. Temitope, teacher development, school culture, education, leadership are 3 things that Temitope can speak about from her sleep. Nobody else can think about or talk about anything from their sleep. AI in healthcare, health and wellness. Okay, thank you. Who else? Entrepreneurship and leadership. Thank you. Does anybody have any areas? So those things should be reflectant of the kind of content you bring out. So Grace only has given us 1 team. Grace is only 1 team you can think about that you want us to remember you for. On the day we already have somebody else speaking about branding in that speaking engagement, what do we want to do? We need to call you for something else. So branding, what and what? Titi, have you gone away from your this thing again, from your computer again? Titi, we're removing you from class captain soon, no, because the energy you gave us from the beginning, we're not feeling it anymore. Are you sleeping? Oh, you sent your sins. Titi is really fighting for this position. Discipline, consistency, personal awakening, capacity building. Okay, thank you. Titi, you are really fighting for this, your class captain position. See, I've sent my own sins. Building high-performing teams. Okay, thank you, Chioma, for that. Building high-performing teams. But Chioma, outside of building high-performing teams, are there other teams that you can speak around? So I need 2 more from you. You've given us 1. but we need something else that you can, so that when we are thinking, because when you're looking for keywords for you to be visible online, you have to use more than one. So for my own now, when I was looking for Minister Temitope, yes, leadership and workplace culture are as one team. Okay, yes, leadership is one team, and workplace culture is another team, and then the other one is team building. I want to believe that those are your own. The people on YouTube, I think the feedback is a bit delayed. So most times when they are replying us, we've already moved on to the next slide. So I'm going to move real fast away from here. So I'll give you a clarity exercise. If you have your workbook, bring it out now and write it based on this theme that you've written. I'm just going to give you a minute to write it. I am an entrepreneur who helps achieve by doing what. So what I've said is your who, your what do you do? Who are the audience that you're called to, and how do you do it? So if you want to write your own, please help us put it there. I know that Dr. Elizabeth already gave us some, and I sent her to ChatGPT to clarify that. Dr. Elizabeth, as ChatGPT replied, do we have like a more, if you put this, let's put this in ChatGPT to ask, in clarity exercise for my personal branding positioning statement, tell it what you currently are, tell it where you are going, the kind of audience you want to serve, and tell it to come back with a personal positioning statement for you. I know some people that are in the audience, and I know that the kind of people that they currently serve differs. So you might just want to use that to position for your own industry per what it is. Okay. Are we on it? I can't see anybody. Has anybody done theirs? Or should we move on? You have the workbook, so you can go back, or if you're done, you can still write it. I'll come back to it while we continue to. But I don't want to rush you guys because I want you to feel it and be able to get the clarity that you need. So present pulse check. We've talked about your present and your first impression. Now the questions to ask is going to be 5 things. Is your profile, when you leave here, you want to go back to check, is your profile picture current, and is it professional enough for where you're going to? Does your bio clearly state what you do and who you serve right now? Is your first impression aligned with your future goals? Our Minister of Education, does that first impression align with those future goals currently? Are your platform visually consistent and strategically curated enough that once one person slots it, immediately they know, oh, okay, this content is coming from this person? Do you have your top 3 posts reflective in your signature themes? So the last time you wrote about on LinkedIn that it wasn't just for you to, the last time you wrote on LinkedIn, it wasn't just, I'm glad to announce, I'm thrilled to announce. Those themes, is it something that people are finding it for around the topics or the things that you're currently sharing on? You need to be very, very, very much strategic and clear about that. So I mentioned 5 things, and that's where the pulse check for that. So we're moving to module 2 right now, and we're talking about your clarity that connects, eliminating confusion. We want to be able to be as clear as we can be. Like I said about opportunities, that this is not just information alone. This is for you to open your minds to the kind of things that are possible outside of whatever it is. When your message is clear, doors begin to open. When whatever it is you're trying to achieve, people begin to see you in another light. People are drawn not just to your skills, but they're drawn to your story. This module is going to help us uncover your core message and help you to craft the narrative that you need that can finally speak to your target audience. Okay, I need to move this. People in Nigeria, I'm sure that I'm looking at the time now. We've gone way past. Teaching points. The key truth is that if you confuse them, you lose them. Your message is the bridge between your value and your visibility. I'll repeat that again. Your message is the bridge between your value and your visibility. The stories you have lived are the messages you are meant to give to us. The stories that you have lived, the story of your expertise, the story of your professional experience, the story of your career, those are stories that you can tell. Lived experiences are actually more marketable. They are more valuable for people, your audience, to feel like they can connect with you than borrowed information. Textbook information does not sell anybody. Textbook information does not help anybody, but you need to be able to be clear enough whereby you can get that. So when somebody asks, what do you do? How do you actually describe yourself? Or do you shrink back and say, oh, like I said before, I do a lot of things. You need to be so clear. What do I do? Oh, this is who I am outside of. And see Dr. Elizabeth now. Dr. Elizabeth says that she wants to be known as a coach that helps divorced people. So Dr. Elizabeth, when you go out, how do you describe yourself to people? Do you come and say, oh, you can start with that and then say, I'm also a professional in this. So most of the time, what you find in my bio online, I always tell people that my professional life, all my certification is in marketing. But I don't position as a marketing professional because in long term, that's not what I want to be known for. But their expertise that I've gained over the years. So the keywords that are searchable about me on LinkedIn is actually on brand transformation, is on the kind of people that I'm looking to serve. And you might want to start thinking about that in terms of your positioning, because if people don't know that this is the kind of value you can bring to them, they're not able to refer you. So you need to just remove it from the job title of whatever you're doing right now and start being clear on what you do so that you will stop shrinking when your opportunities come. What story are you hiding that needs to be part of your brand? Sometimes people are like, I don't want anybody to know that I've been laid off before, or I don't want anybody to know that I failed once in my career and now I got a promotion. I want everybody to always see me like I've always been, I've always arrived. It's even a story for like a young graduate that is coming up. If you told them that as a growing professional, maybe you've always been excellent at what you do, but one time you failed at a project at work. Somebody can relate, oh, you failed before, my goodness, you failed before and now you're a board member. You failed before and now you're leading other teams. Those are kind of things that people can relate to it, and you can help people bring them from where they are to bring them to where they need to become. So those realistic stories is actually something that you need to not hide them, but you need to emphasize and build on them enough for people to be able to relate with you. I hope that helps. Okay. So how to practicalize this? Now, we've talked about that positioning statement earlier. Craft your compelling statements now. To maximize your impact, you need to craft your compelling statement. Clearly define it. The formula that I've said is that I help, they call it the I help statement. So what this means is that you clearly articulate your unique value, define precisely who you serve, the core problem that they have, and how you solve it, the solution that you bring to them. If you're an event planner, if you're a coach, if you're a business owner, what is the thing that you help people do? So I help specific audience. What specific? I help accountants overcome. What's the specific problem? The overwhelm of, or the overwhelm, or I help non-accountants overcome the overwhelm of accounting tools so that they can be more productive with their businesses, or so that they can be more practical or something with their businesses. I don't know how you can frame that, but I help executive leaders overcome limiting beliefs so that they are able to break through in their career. That's another thing that somebody can say. If you are an event planner, I help brides overcome the overwhelm of preparation for their wedding or something, so that they can have the wedding of their dreams. So those are ways to those are ways to actually think about how your I help statement, who do you help? What do you help them overcome so that they can achieve what? That's the transformation that they bring to the table. That's how to think about the practical ways of your I help statement. Okay. Not sure why. All right. So an example that I've said, I help nonprofit leaders overcome messaging confusion so that they can attract funding and grow their impacts. That's an example of how somebody can use their own I help statements. I just brought out samples here on what people could do with their I help statement. I can say I help faith-driven women clarify their brand message so that they can show up confidently and attract aligned opportunities. That's a sample of an I help statement. Everybody needs to have an I help statement so that we know the people that need your services and we're able to refer you to them per time. So refinement prompts are what you can tell ChatGPT or Copilot or anything at all. Identify, you can take the screenshot, put it in there and ask it to identify your niche, precisely define the specific audience or community you are uniquely positioned to impact or serve, address their core issues, uncover the persistent unresolved problems that they have or aspiration that those kind of audience they grapple with, to make it your central focus when you're writing your help statement. Another thing is to articulate that transformation enough for you to be able to have those audience to have the results that they want. Avoid vague ways of describing yourself to empower people. Empower them how? Why? So you need to be very clear and specific about, or I support. How do you support people? A lot of people use words that when people are thinking of it, it doesn't carry weight enough that people think that you are the solution to their problem. So you need to be clear about that. Be specific, emotionally, and outcome driven when you're thinking about your I help statement. So that's how to think about it. The number 2 thing to think about here is identify your 3 signature stories. We call it the story bank in branding. Choose 3 moments that shaped you. It could be something that shaped you, it could be something that stretched you, or it could be something that has sparked a transformation in your life. So choose it, build a story around it, and then start using it to position for wherever it is that you want to do. These stories should align with your brand teams, the teams that we've created before, and the values that you actually bring to the table. That is how to identify your 3 signature stories and ensure that those things always come up whenever you're sharing your journey, you're sharing your experience with people. The story prompts example of what you can use is the pivots. The moment when you pivoted or took a leap of faith is a good place to start your story prompts with. You don't need to share all your problem online. You just need to be strategic about how to position some parts of your story enough that it draws your audience in, and they are able to say, oh, this looks like something that I want to be a part of. So if you're building a community, you're building for business, you're building for your personal brand where you want people to refer you or something. A challenge that refined your character or your calling, or refined your career, or refined your business, something that you went through and now you've overcome and you want to help other people with. The breakthrough, a breakthrough that changed how you serve others. So you could think of it that the moment I started using AI, I saw a transformational change in my career path, and this is how I can also help you do same. I have a template also in the workbook. If you look at it now, you can use your story 1, an example of your story 1, your story 2, and your story 3. Those are examples of things that you can write out there. You can write it out to think of what those stories will be. So every platform you go to, every time you think about it, you are just going to be saying the same thing until people get used to it. Each story should be a before, the breakthrough, and the becoming of what it is that fuels your mission, enough that people can actually feel like they want to come on board with you. I will continue to go real fast. We've taken so much time. Create a message map. Your core message is very important for your brand, for your personal, professional, or business brand. What is your core message? What is the art of your brand? E.g., clarity breeds confidence. So professionalism meets meets diligence. Or somebody says event planning meets luxury or something. So just think of it in that light. Signature story. Which story best illustrates your messaging? Those things are very important. Now you can pick from that story bank and use it to say, this is what it relates to in my own messaging for my personal or professional brand. Anchor faces. What language or face do you want to be known for? Those things are things that you need to also be clear on per time. Examples of anchor faces that you can use, or phrases that you can use. Like I said, faith means strategy, visibility means alignment, clarity over confusion. Your brilliance deserves to be seen. If you see everywhere that I've written in recent times, I'm always ending it with your brilliance deserves to be seen. Your brilliance deserves to be seen. Those are things that have anchored, team that have anchored, they call it popular saying, that you've anchored your brand around across. If you've heard so much if you've heard from DDK over a period of time, you will hear her say over and over again is that you don't need permission to fulfill your vision or something. I think that's the you don't need permission to fulfill your vision. I think that's how she says it. So a phrase that when they think about it, it's a catchphrase that always people can point back to you, that is popular with you over a period of time. Every time we think about Joe, we made it, we think of Kamala during the time that she and Joe Biden had won the election. So phrases, catchphrases that people can relate with your brand here and there would also be useful. So now you want to put your core message together with your signature story, and then the anchor phrases would be something that you now want to repeat in your content, repeat in your bio, and repeat every time that you're sharing about your brand experience on any platform. That's a way to become somebody to be remembered, enough that people can say, oh, okay, I remember this person is always talking about this. Is always talking about purpose. This person is always talking about leadership. And so when they need people to speak in your organization or somewhere, you're going to refer those kind of people. So the objective of this is now to build your mini bio based on all these things that we have thought about or talked about earlier. Craft a short, powerful bio that communicates your identity, your audience, and the impact of those 75 words or 100 of them that we've mentioned before. Tie it together. Who are you? Who do you help? What do you help those people achieve? How do you do it? And your unique voice of value that you bring to it. So if I want to craft mine now, say I help visionary professionals clarify their message, build brands that reflects their calling with strategy, soul, and divine alignment. As a faith-aligned brand coach, I guide leaders from Eden to highly visible through storytelling and strategic presence. Inside, I've already said who I am. Inside, I've said the people that I help. If you can pick it from there, you can see that I talked about visionaries in between there. You can see that I talked about professionals. That's my audience. What do you help them achieve? What I help them achieve is to go from Eden to becoming visible. That's transformation. How do I do it? I do it through storytelling and strategic presence. So that is a way to put it, and it's very clear enough for when people want to refer you. I remember somebody sent me a message recently on Instagram, and the person said that someone had referred me to you, and the person, I talked about my problem with the person, or sorry, the challenge I was going through with the person, and the person said, Doyin, can do the job to help you through aligning and clarifying what it is that you're trying to give language to. So that's how you want people to refer you. That's what you want people to talk about when you are not in the room, and how you think about it. Okay, your 75 bio, you can go back, ask ChatGPT to help you with that when you put this up there. So now, what this should look like when you're done is now that your complete message map, you have your core message, you have your signature story, you have your anchor phrase. Those are things that you need to have in your I help statements when you're thinking about it. So the third thing that we're going to be speaking about now is now the authentic visibility blueprint that helps you from clarity over noise to presence over pressure. I'm going to the teaching point. The teaching point from this, I was going to skip that and just major thing you need to pick away from here. You don't need to be viral to be valuable. Think of that again. You don't need to go viral to be valuable. Your value is consistent in who you are, who you're serving, and what you help them achieve. So your content doesn't need to have gone viral before you know how valuable you are. Alignment is more attractive than aesthetics. You need to be aligned in anything that you do. Visibility is a marathon. It's not a moment. It's not something that you do today and you go and sit down and your audience forgets about you. You need to invest in your visibility, time, money, and all your resources for people to be able to see the good work that you are doing and be able to shine enough that people know. Consistency builds trust, not perfection. If you're trying to be perfect, people will probably forget you. But when you are consistent, people will continue to remember you. Your presence is a ministry. It is not a performance. You are not Tenny the entertainer. You are not Basket Mouth, a comedian. You are in it for the long run. So you need to focus on your focus and stop treating your visibility or your brand as something that is for performance. When you come online, you see 10 people like it, you are very happy. You see 20 people like it, you are very happy. You are not doing it for performance. You are doing it for value. Like when people go back, I remember somebody shared an example years ago that it was building on YouTube for a long time. It will post content and people, it was not, no, but I think he said he had 2 or 3 views then. But one day, guess who watched his YouTube? I think it was Oprah that watched the YouTube video. Imagine a video that's only 2 or 3 people, and then Oprah or someone, I can't remember precisely who the person was, viewed that video. And that was how the person was brought to a bigger stage. If that person had stopped just because the person had only 2 views, 3 views, and thought that, oh my goodness, nobody is seeing me, nobody knows what it is that I'm doing, just continue to give value. The right people are seeing it. They might not comment. The right people are watching you, and they might not, okay. I will. All right, Grace, sorry, I got a message from somebody. One of the participants, I was trying to see. Okay. Okay, Titi, thank you. Oh, I see that people were even writing their own out already, the results that you gave them. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm just going to go back into what I was talking about. Now, let's reflect on your visibility. What natural platform are you used to? You know, some people are not, they just don't enjoy being everywhere. They enjoy being somewhere. And whatever that platform that comes to you should be something that you focus on, but also do your research to know if that's where your target audience is. You might like a platform and your target audience is not there. If you're trying to reach Gen Zs, you probably should be on TikTok. You shouldn't be on LinkedIn more. They might be there, but they might just be an handful of them, unlike they are on LinkedIn, on TikTok. Natural platform. What platforms do you naturally enjoy showing up on, even when no one is watching you? You need to invest on those, and you need to do more so that people can see you there. Sustainable pace. What pace of content feels sustainable for you? If you promise your target audience that I'm going to be writing to you people every month, they should see it every month. Don't default on your every month. If you are still growing, ensure that you put some work into it. You can tell them, I'm going to be showing up here on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Fridays, and let that be consistent. Plan for it in your calendar. Plan for it in anything that you are doing, so that when you come correct. When you come, you're coming valuable enough to give them, and people are looking forward to you, to whatever it is that you want to give to them. Overflow or obligations. Are you showing up just because they say we must post every day? You need to know whether it's an obligation or it's the overflow of what you want to give, enough for you to be able to plan around and work towards. Authentic style. What kind of visibility feels authentic to you, to your personality? Is it your quiet strength? Is it bold expression? Some people are so bold about the expression, about whatever it is that they are, and it fits them, it fits their brand, and just continue. Whatever works for you. Don't feel like you need to be somebody else because of a platform. Don't conform to the platform. Be you on any platform it is that you're using, enough that your visibilities begin to shine through. Practical steps of what you can do. I'm going to say 3 things. Identify 1 to 2 platforms. Don't do more than 2, because if you don't have a team, you'll be burnt out. Just focus on 1 or 2 for now, where your ideal audience is already active, and show yourself there. So for me now, my 2 is Instagram and LinkedIn. I'm not trying to go to Facebook or do anything, Facebook groups and everything. I don't have the strength. So I just focus on where my audience are, and I target that, and that's where I put my content to. So I do it through LinkedIn and I do it through Instagram. So you might want to start thinking about that for where your target audience are. Choose platforms that matches your strength. If you like to write, choose platforms that they like to read. That's LinkedIn. If you like to speak, choose platform that people want to sit down and watch. That's Instagram or TikTok. Visual storytelling. What platform allows for this, where you can actually tell your story? Those kind of platforms, research them and use them according to how it suits your audience. People looking for career growth, where do they hang out? LinkedIn. People looking for career growth. So you probably might not have any business with Twitter or any other place, but Twitter can also have your target audience. People that are expressive, people that like to read long, short format content. You can focus on that. So it depends on what your priorities are. That's what you should choose those platforms based on. Prioritize quality engagement over quantity of followers. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have a lot of followers. That's the reason why I don't want to post, because people are not watching. My sister, if you have 3 or 4, like that person that Oprah viewed this thing and that's how they blew, continue at it. Serve the audience that you have, enough for you to be able to build. So platform examples: LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube for podcasts, email marketing for immediate updates. You can think of that. If you're trying to build your thought leadership, build on LinkedIn. Professional positioning and network, build on LinkedIn. Instagram, visual storytelling. Those are things that Instagram is good for. Behind the scenes, personal connection. For YouTubers, long format teaching, interviews, spiritual depth, career depth, or anything that you have, or vlog, or anything that you want to show a position at. Intimate updates, like brand building, is what your email newsletter should be used for. Don't share all your problem online, but you can do that in your email newsletters to your audience that feel connected and drawn to you. Your platform selection. So now in your workbook, you can write the platform that you are selecting. Don't chase every platform, master one and expand on it per time. So the things that we want to do now, I'm going to move in. Define your content pillars. We've talked about this. Your content pillars examples could be around faith and leadership, brand strategy, personal growth. So if you're under personal growth can have career under, can have profession. So look for the one that actually is in alignment with what you're trying to do and build around it. I hope that that's helpful. And then you come back to your workbook and write what's your own pillar. Write it out, whatever those pillars are for you. If you're somebody, ask if somebody is binge watching my content. I remember somebody had seen me on LinkedIn one time. I posted something and she said, oh, I'm hooked and I'm stuck on your LinkedIn post. She saved it and said, I'm going to go back to read all of the things you have written about before. So think about it. If somebody sits down and they're thinking, is it that when they go back, are they going to be seeing another thing and then another thing that doesn't match and another thing? Then the person will just be like, you know what, this person is not serious, and will probably move on. Set your visibility reading. The frequency, do you want it to be weekly? Ideal for people that want to be consistent, set the frequency to weekly. Bi-weekly for those that want to give deep content, but they don't have all the time to be telling stories every day. Monthly for those that have newsletter or long form reflections. And formats, written posts on LinkedIn, videos, reels, audio clips, visuals. Those are formats that you can use for your visibility positioning. So you can also fill it in your workbook, your visibility reading, what you want to do per time. Batch your content once a month to reduce pressure and increase your flow of things that you want to do. The fourth thing that you want to do is map your next 3 content ideas now. You can do it by generating what lessons you learned recently that your audience might also need. What story illustrates your brand message at this time? Those things are things that you can put into your content when you are writing your next content post. Don't go back after this and just take this and put it on the shelf again. Work at it. It's those people that work. Like I said, opportunities comes to those who are seen, and it's important that we begin to align with it. What myths or misconception in your industry do you want to currently challenge? Those are kind of post ideas that you can put out. Content ideas examples: how faith fuels visibility. 3 signs your brand needs. That's how me I'll write if I'm writing about my own brand. 3 signs your brand needs refresh. My story of stepping into influence. What clarity is more powerful than why clarity is more powerful than charisma. The visibility lie that kept me stuck for years. Those are examples. So you can also ask ChatGPT what those kind of examples look like for you. So put your ideas also in the workbook. And this is the most important part that I wanted to talk about, the model 4 part for how to build your personal brand funnel. Everybody knows what a funnel looks like. So this is a picture of what your funnel should be. So the funnel flow blueprint. For your visibility funnel, the first thing you want to do is to build awareness. And a lot of people stop at only awareness and they don't build it down. When people know you, so your social media posts, what it does is to spark awareness. Your podcast, when people invite you to speak on their platform and all of that, all of this, you are still building awareness. You are actually not drawn people enough to consideration. So think of your awareness for your personal brand every day. So now you have an idea of why you should put out content. You have an idea of why you continue to do what you are doing, why you should be the one to speak at meetings at work. It's an awareness tool in your funnel. Don't be quiet. You are building awareness for your personal brand. Social media posts, podcast guests, reels, blog articles, speaking engagement, all those things are awareness building tools for your brand. The next thing on that funnel is consideration. This is where you begin to build connection and trust with people. And when you start building connection and trust with people, even if it's a 1-pager checklist that you put out, put it on Canva and collect people's emails. Because when you're ready to sell, those are the people that you're going to be able to reach out to. So give free resources, do live webinars, do email opt-in. Behind the scenes of your content, you need to show it to people. Then where conversion comes in now is that when you have a call to action, you ask people to book a call, or you ask people to sign up for your program or whatever it is at all that you're selling. Join your program, download a guide, post-conversion, nurture and upsell to those people. Create welcome emails. Don't just let your personal brand be something that is not generating anything for you. Like I said, to be influential means to have impact, income, and legacy. So you need to create structure around your brand that fuels anything at all that you're going to eventually monetize or you plan to monetize in the future. Even if it's just to continue to build your mailing list to let people know about the work you are doing for nonprofit, the work you are doing for anything. Engage people, bring people in that they feel like they are sold to your dream enough that when the time comes, when Temitope says she wants to become the Minister of Education, people can refer her because they've seen her work over the long period of time. So that's how to think about your funnel. Post-conversion, welcome mails, bonus. So people mix all of this up. Somebody jumps from awareness and starts doing masterclass. They have removed awareness. They did not create awareness around their brand, but they want to do masterclass. Like how? How do you want to fill the room if you have not created awareness for your brand? So when you see people doing free speaking engagement and all that, it's not because they are generous. So it's a strategy for people to know you, that scale of your awareness. Do you understand now? So think of that funnel. Everybody has seen a funnel before. When you are pouring water into the funnel, water is on top, but the little that comes out, I have this picture. I think I'll share it in the group, in the WhatsApp community. I have this picture that when you put spinach inside or vegetable or anything inside a pan, it's always plenty at first, but when it cooks, it shrinks. Leads, that's traffic. The first part is traffic. When it shrinks, is leads. When it's finished cooking, is actually the food, the substance itself. That's where your funnel comes to. It might just be little from this awareness that will come to your bonus funnel part of the down part of your, of the bottom part of whatever it is that you're doing. So conversion, so think of it in terms of post-conversion, nurture and upsell to them. Then bonus, now people begin to refer you. You now have affiliate invites, you have speaking referrals, you have an alumni community that is rooting for you enough that people begin to say that, oh, this person can do this and all of that. You want a community where you come back to and they say, oh, you are winning an award, though. They can vote for you. They can do all of this. You have brought them in because they trust you, they know you, and they like you. Stop trying to sell your personal brand to strangers online. Nobody cares that much. Build a community around whatever it is that you're doing. That's how to scale your impact. That's how to scale your influence. Teaching point, funnels aren't for selling alone. They are for service. Funnels are not for selling alone. They are for serving the people, the audience that you have become. Every stage should reflect your voice, your value, and your divine assignment. The goal isn't just for conversion, but it's for transformation. When people come into your life, what is the transformation that they have? Your call to action is not just call to action, it is call for alignment. So it's very important that you begin to think about that for your own personal brand. Like I said, the first stage is to spark awareness with people. The next stage of your funnel, this just goes on to explain it better. Consideration is where people begin to feel you and they begin to deeply engage with you more in terms of how they are thinking. Conversion is where they make the decision for whatever it is that you're doing. And then that's going to be how people come to you. And the post part, where people begin to think about you, is where they can pay you, where they can refer you, where they can promote you, and how to think about that. If you want to work in thinking of how to nurture and upsell, what bonus or next level should you be offering and all of that, that's where this is supposed to come from in your, but people mix it up all of the time. They are not passing through any funnel. They just want to sell to people. They just want people to refer them. They don't even know where they are on the ladder, and it doesn't help anybody. So what referral or alumni strategy that you can use for your personal brand, that's also something that you want to do. So at the end of this, I'm going to ask you to choose one funnel stage to focus on this week. What do you want to do? What do you want? How do you want people to experience you? What experience do you want to bring them to? draft your call to action and share it with your audience. You can share it on your LinkedIn, you can share it on your Instagram or whatever it is. Use your voice to guide them from curiosity to clarity, enough that they feel interested in your work. They want to support you. They want to be able to say, you know what, anything that you're doing, I want to be a part of it. I want to sign up for it. I want to volunteer for it. Check in with yourself. How do you feel when you imagine that you're fully visible? And right now, what is your own biggest fear? If you want to share in the comments, please feel free to. What is the most exciting possibility that you can now see at the end of this thing that we've spoken about? You have spent all of this session that we've been speaking about all day in this influential all of this, building your community, building your funnel and all of that is a place of influence whereby people can refer you, people can pay you, you can expand because you are clear and you are visible enough to the type of target audience that brings opportunities to you. Think of it also in your relationships, that funnel. There are people that are in your outside circle, there are people that are in your inner circle, and treat them accordingly in how you want to interact with them, how you want them to also be your stakeholders in building whatever it is that you're building. You spent this session rediscovering your brilliance. You have clarified your voice, your messaging, your value. Now it's time to move from awareness to action. And I hope that if there's anything that you've taken away from here, it is very, very important that you write down your action plan for the coming week in your journal, in your notes, or anything as at now that you want to achieve, that you haven't just gone through this process, but at the end, you want to be clear enough for you to be able to come back with results and say, oh, my key takeaway, and this is what I want to do at the end of this. If there would be one of those key takeaways that you have, please write in the comments. We'll also be sharing a feedback form so that you can help us to make this and improve this in our next time that we're going to be sharing the workshop. But before I go today, I just want to encourage you that what happens if you continue to stay unseen. I'd mentioned that your potential will remain untapped. Your message will stay unclear. People who need to find you will not find you. Opportunities you have been praying for, the ones you have been going from one camp to another, praying for, they will not find you if you continue to remain unseen. You have to work on it yourself. You have to make sure that your prayers, you are the answer to your own prayers by your actions that you continue to deliberately work towards. What's possible when you step into visibility? People refer you confidently. Doors begin to open. You now have paid engagement, speaking engagements, you have partnerships, you have leadership roles calling you up and down. Your brand begins to reflect your spiritual calling and your professional excellence, and you build a legacy and not just an income around your brand. And if there's anything that you've taken away from here today, do you want to share in the comment section? What's your key takeaway? What's something that you're reflecting on? And before you go, is there any key takeaway or anything? Okay, nobody has learned anything. The comment section feels like everybody's quiet and people are just thinking, oh my God, what do I want to do? How do I want to think about my life now? How do I build this funnel? I'm sure that that's what some people are thinking about. But to help you, I'm just going to move on. So what we can help you with, I've also drafted a program of an afterthought, thinking through this process. I know some people might find it very overwhelming, but we have a program called the Visionaries Branding Blueprint, and it's going to be the feedback form is in the comments, and you can start filling it out afterwards. We're introducing the Visionaries Brand Blueprint. This is a 6 weeks self-paced brand building experience for multi-passionate people like some of you that are here, purpose-driven professionals and faith-based leaders, where you have more clarity, where you have more understanding into some of the things that I've spoken about today. This is not another watch and forget. This is practical. this is something that is going to help you and it's going to guide you to walk you every step of the way to clarify, and is going to help you to come into the kind of visibility that when you're thinking about it, your name will continue to resound in your industry afterwards, after you come through this. And what's the visionary that we're introducing this is the first introduction before we take it out to the other people. The visionary branding blueprint is a weekly intensive coaching call where we have Q&As, where you have crafted messaging sessions. It's going to be 6 weeks, like I said, private community of aligned professionals like you. You don't want to do life alone. If you want to go far, they say you can go alone. If you want to go fast, you can go alone. If you want to go far, you have to align and go with others. So this is a place where you have we have weekly identity clarity calls also to help you go through the modules of what we've spoken about in the Visionaries Brand Blueprint. It's a program that if you feel like this is what is the next step for you, we're inviting you to come into it. We have templates that you can use to help you take you to your next level after this session. So for you, you might be thinking, oh, this is another course, but this is what makes it different. We have guided experience. It's not just content that you relate with, but like I said, we're going to be having weekly sessions for us to walk through whatever it is as it relates to your own personal brand building. So that's how to think about it. It's self-paced, but you are not alone, because once you watch and once you learn, then we'll come back at the end of the week to speak through it. It's a space where you have clarity, you have me there weekly to answer to those questions that you have. And it's fate aligned, because in this life, we can plan all of it, but it's God that brings all of our plan to pass. We're going to be praying. We're going to be talking about every other thing there. So inside it, we have, I said, you're going to be guided by me. We have templates, we have exercises, and we have all of the things that will help you come into that visible place of alignment. And what is this going to be? The costs for this limited bonus for today is Grace is going to be sharing there. If it's something that you think that you're going to be interested in, there's also going to be a bonus of the brand storytelling swag file. There's going to be a mini training, and there's also going to be the personal brand audit checklist for someone. So you can secure your spots today by just paying the special offer fee using the link in the bio that we've already mentioned. And it's going to, we look forward to having you there. Normally, to secure the spots is like 2,500 if you're going to be working on that. But for the purpose of this workshop, we have decided to put a discount to it, and you find that in the special offer link using the link in the bio. But this is where the core program, life coaching, exclusive community, and premium resources enough to help you on your investment plan for your brand. The exclusive offer for today, the link is going to be there, and it's just $100 for you to register for just today, the 17th. At the end of today, that link is going to be locked if you haven't booked your spot with that $100. And we have a limited offer also for the program that is $499, and it's supposed to be valued at 2,500, but we decided to give it at end of year bonus at $499. This is a weekly 6 weeks program for just $500. That's, if you want to do one-on-one with me, it's more expensive than that. So this is just a place where you have support. You're going to have total feedback for whatever it is that you're looking to build. The exclusive rate is also only available for you to reserve at the end of today. After today, the price is going to go up for anybody that is going to be asking or is going to be wanting to commit. After 23rd, it goes to another price. And if you find it, all of the link is already in the chat if it's something that you're interested in. And this offer is valid from 14th to the 20th. If you do not act quickly, the offer is going to be gone and it will revert back to the full price. where you have to pay the full amount when you go back to think about it and come back. And I don't want that to be you. You need to really think about it today, and make a deposit. Just commit to that deposit. And I look forward to seeing you there. And if not, also, I hope that you've been able to get something from this. The regular pricing that is going to go back to is going to be $997. That's almost $1,000. But there's flexible payments also. There's a link in the bio that you find all these details there. If it's not clear to you right now, you can read through, make a decision, make that deposit for today. And we look forward to seeing you in the Visionary Brand Blueprint program. I'm excited about the kind of brands that we're looking to build, and I'm very, very, very joyous to be part of that journey when the time comes for that. So why you need it? Clarity is key, because clarity delayed is purpose postponed. I will do it next year, never helped anybody. Next year already has its own challenges waiting for you. You want to be clear now so that next year you have the kind of opportunities that is drawn to you to come to you. And your positioning before then matters ahead of time. Your vision is awaiting you. You want to blow. How do you want to blow if you don't invest in yourself? And it can also help you to structure all the things that you've been doing and you can build confidence in 6 weeks. You don't need a long period of time to build and position whatever it is that you're doing. Once you become clear, you're able to find the confidence to show up to your aligned clients, attract them, and finally be that woman that's that brand that you want to showcase to the world becomes. And if this feels like you, I hope that I would see you in the program, and I'm excited about the journey ahead. And if this time out has spoken to you about more of the possibilities of what you can see, and this aligns with you, I look forward to seeing you there. This is not just a quick fix of, oh, take this, fill the template and go or something. It's more than that, it's deeper than that. I'm going to be answering your questions personally and taking you on that journey of where you are to where you need to be. So thank you, and thank you for your time. And I'm excited. If you're looking for the details, like I said, the link is in the bio for the payment spot that you want to. And of course, it's 100% guaranteed. If you think that is not for you, we are guaranteeing you that your money can be paid back to you. And we look forward to having you in the VBB program. It's somewhere where like minds are going to be flowing, and we look forward to having you for your moments to come, and you are going to be able to shine. Your moment to shine is here. Claim your authentic visibility and be able to come into that success story like Giola has mentioned, like the other people that had already shared their experience when we started. This is something where, a place where you can continue to pick my brain for a period of time afterwards in there. And it's not a lot of people, I see messages every time, oh, a long paragraph message on LinkedIn, and I'm like, that why should I be invested in you, in your future, when I don't exactly know you? But in this community, I get to meet you, I get to know you, and that investment and the commitment to you becoming who you need to be is more appealing to me, because I know you and I know what you're trying to achieve. With this few points of mine today, I hope that you've gained something. And if your key takeaways, I still want to read them in the comments. It's your moment to rise. This is where my Pastor Doing part comes in. Embrace your unstoppable potential. All the while, I've been talking about branding and all. I've not come with, some people that know me here are just going to be like, oh my goodness, she's not preaching today. I'm going to preach a little since we're at the end. This is not the moment that you just want to go back and continue to be that person that you used to be. It should help you, propel you to become that desirous person that you want to see yourself to. You're already loaded. You have too much information. You need to show it to the world. You need to build a strategy around how to get your value to be seen, to from where you are to where you need to be, for opportunities to start chasing you instead of you looking for them. I don't know if okay, Diola didn't mention, there are some kind of opportunities that Diola has come to over the years that I'm just thinking to myself that, oh my goodness, I can imagine if Diola continued to remain hidden, that these opportunities would have not come to her. I can imagine if Idara is not here today, she was also supposed to share a story. I can imagine that Idara might have just continued to be just another school teacher, and the opportunities for leadership wouldn't have found her. Opportunities for consulting for government wouldn't have found her like it has now over the years. It's your moment. I feel the profound gratitude to have been able to take you through today, of you becoming a more influential person. And the reason for your influence is not to brag. The reason for your influence is for you to make impact, increase your income, and to build your legacy. I hope that you have learned something from this, and let the clarion call for today be that please take action, take action, take action of everything that you've learned here today. Don't just take it and put it in the back burner, but act on it. The time for your greatness is now. You were born for such a time as this. You are the light, continue to shine, and let us see you on the other side of visibility. And your quiet excellence has always been steadfast, and your hidden journeys are becoming profoundly meaningful. I look forward to you shining as the light that you already are. Your narrative is invaluable. Your voice resonates with purpose. Your brand transcends mere strategy. And the commitment towards this is showing forth as the steward of what God has called you to. The declaration that I want us to take at the end of this is that I'm choosing unwavering clarity. My brand is becoming magnetic. It's drawing the magnetic presence, and the profound alignment over echoing whispers is becoming clear to others. The world isn't merely waiting for you as another expert. The hunger of what the world is waiting for is what you carry, and they need to say it. With that, I want to say thank you for coming. It's been my utmost pleasure serving you today now, and I hope that your time was well spent. Again, my name is Oladoyin Taiwo. It's time to show your brilliance so that you are impossible to ignore in a world filled with other people asking for attention. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. Oh, okay. Our class captain says a time well spent. Thank you. I hope, what's your key takeaway? I can't see the people with their key takeaway here. I can only see you say, there. What's the key takeaway from the session? That one thing you're going back to do. Nobody has one thing they're going back to do. Do you have any questions? You can unmute if you have questions, or you can put it in the chat. Do you have any questions? Okay, you're reworking your brand. Thank you, Titi. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, if you have questions, you can actually still send it. You can, okay, it's clear. That means if they said if a teacher teaches so much and nobody has questions, is either that is clear or is either they're confused. One of it must be happening with them. And I hope that is clarity that you got, and it's not confusion. So thank you for coming. And the links, okay, an influential brand takes intentionality and consistent action. That's what Lolade took away from the session. Yeah, from the session. Thank you. I hope that you think of it intentionally. People don't just arrive. People always are intentional. Look back, pull the curtain. I heard the story of how Michael Jackson built his brand from a session I attended during the year, and I was mind blown. People don't just arrive at their destination. They put intention into it. They put investment into it. They put time into it. And it's something that I hope that we've learned today, that when you are crafting it, you need to be clear. You just don't need only aesthetics. You don't need the noise, but you need your brilliance to be showcased to the best of intentionality that you put towards it, and consistent action would help you. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Said awesome session. They said you should earn an income from your brand. I'm just always so shy, but 2026 we move. Yes, so we move. If you don't show, or if you don't show what you do, no one will do it for you. So I hope that you take advantage of the booking today using the link. We're going to share it in the wider group also, and I look forward to seeing you in the VBB program. That's the Visionary Branding Blueprint. It's the first time we're going to be launching it, and you know that every first time people are very invested. People have more time and energy to come one-on-one to help you to sort through your questions, to sort through your idea. So this is the best time for you to register. This is the best time for you to come into the program, because I know that it's going to help you and you're going to be learning a lot, and that's going to help your brand at the end to be positioned intentionally, to have consistent action that allows you to be able to do all the things that you've been called to do. Opportunities favor the seen and the people that are rightly positioned. Yes, opportunity just always favors the seen and the people that are rightly positioned. If you're not rightly positioned, opportunities will just continue to pass you by. But if you're rightly positioned, people know what to refer you for, and it's very important for a time as this. Thank you again, and thank you. So with clarity, conviction, and divine confidence, I hope that you have learned and you're going away. So we're going to be leaving the group open also for you to share your feedback, for you to share whatever it is that you have learned there, so that others can know what you've learned. So thank you today, and do have a good night, good afternoon, or good whatever it is from wherever you joined us from. Thank you.